I think we should start off with the Death Stranding. I mean, the sort of thing that I
This is
think
hilarious.
everyone expected, but Norman Reedus in this just random as fuck interview about him and not like games in particular, just basically dropped saying, "Yeah, we just started the second one when discussing Death Stranding." So like,
You didn't just
cool.
say that. You have to say it with your best Norman Reedus voice. Like, yeah, we just started the second one.
Good lord, have you just spoke 10 packs of cigarettes
I don't know.
right now?
His voice is so interesting. But yeah, how random.
My goodness, just
Like,
just like that, just
can
boom.
I have to believe that, I don't know, Kojima Studio is like, cool, okay, we were like, you kind of expect there to be a sequel. I mean, because Death Stranding sold very well, and in terms of story, like, I don't know where they take it, but you kind of expect that they will have a sequel because, hey, why not?
Yeah.
And
I mean,
Kojima's not one to do once-off things. I mean, Metal Gear Solid lasts
and I
for
think,
forever.
to be honest, like Death Stranding is ripe for more exploration.
Exactly.
Like,
but
I can't actually remember how
yeah,
the game finishes.
I'm also thinking like the game does like wrap up, and Sam's story wraps
It
up.
wraps up very definitively.
Yeah,
is all I remember.
so it's like,
Yeah.
what do they do? I mean, you've connected America. Do you now have to connect Europe or
And
Asia?
like you like stop the whole cataclysm that was like looming. So
But
I don't know how Norman fits into another one.
But how funny though that just in a random interview, like, who found this? Like, was it?
You know what would be interesting if it was like parallel to the first game, but it wasn't actually following Norman Reedus. It was just like something else.
Someone else, maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Because I don't see how they get Norman Reedus back. Like, okay, spoilers for Death Stranding. He's dead at the end of the first one. Like, he's done.
Is he? I don't remember that.
He's kind of like dead. Like, he realizes that him and his sister are like two halves of this like what is it? The car, the spirit and the body, and he's like,
I can't remember.
Body, and his sister is actually the spirit, and they needed to like reform. Okay. This is what my memory remembers of the end of Death Stranding. It would be very funny to see someone who actually knows it very well. To
like, no, he's fine. He's living his best life on Lake Michigan. I seem
to remember he was dead at the end.
I don't remember that.
Or not dead, but like everything was kind of like settled. Like there was no sister anymore. There was no.
I just remember it being a pretty definitive ending. I don't know. I can't remember him dying or whatever.
No, wait, he's not dead. But there is a moment where you see credits and he's on like that beach and he looks dead, but then he comes back to life. I don't remember a lot of that. But no, he is alive because the last thing you hear him is him with his BB and he calls him Lou.
So Death Stranding 2, will the BB be grown up?
The BBB will be BB grown.
I can't at this game. But how funny that, like, what interview was this? Was this just a random interview?
No, it was just a random interview. And so this is the whole quote. He was talking about how he came about getting the role in Death Stranding. And this is transcribed by Eurogamer. He said, Guillermo del Toro, who gave me my first movie, called me up and said, hey, there's a guy named Hideo Kojima. He's going to call you. Just say yes. And I go, what do you mean, just say yes? He goes, stop being an asshole. Just say yes.
Wow.
Then I was in San Diego and Hideo came with a big group of people. He's from Tokyo. Wow. And he showed me what he was working on a game called Silent Hill. I was blown away by what he was showing me. And I was like, yeah, let's do this. It's not Mrs. Pac-Man. What the fuck?
It's so
realistic. It's so futuristic. It's so complicated and beautiful. And I was completely blown away. Has Norman Reedus not played games in like 20 years?
Apparently. Apparently.
It took me maybe 2 or 3 years to finish all the mocap sessions and everything. It takes a lot of work. And then the game came out and it won all these awards. And it was huge. It was a huge thing. So we just started part 2 of that. Like, that's just the interview. Just like, what?
Okay, but what interview was this? It was, like, who was it with? Was it a gaming studio?
It was this publication called Leo Edit, and it's just like this massive, like, it's not even just about games. It's just about Norman Reedus' acting life.
Yeah, but that's my point. Can you imagine being a gaming journalist and you just pop on your favorite podcast, Leo, whatever the hell, and then like, oh yeah, they've got a Norman Reedus, and he says this. It's like, hold on. Did he say
like, wait a minute, none of this was confirmed. Like, what are you talking about? And what's even funnier is that Kojima Productions they didn't confirm or deny this, but
I mean,
they put out a tweet yesterday about all their job postings. So like,
yeah,
you know,
it's definitely happening, I'd say. Yeah, I mean, I think we won't see that for a while, but it is happening. Yeah. What other news shall we bounce to? Tell me about. Okay, this is random, but tell me about this Dead by Daylight dating sim.
So yeah.
There's a headline you never thought you'd read.
Yeah, Dead by Daylight dating sim. So this is from the developers of actual Dead by Daylight. Is it asymmetrical? It's a horror
It's a
game,
horror
like multiplayer game.
1v4 something.
They've got killers from all sorts of franchises. Like they've got Ghostface Killer and they've got Leatherface and all of those. But now there's a dating sim and it's called Hooked on You, a Dead by Daylight dating sim. So
Of course.
essentially, it's not canon, obviously.
What?
Hooked on You is a collaboration, according to Polygon, is a collaboration with developer Psyop, perhaps known for its work on 2019's KFC-themed dating sim I Love You, Colonel Sanders. Which I think it was far easier to make Colonel Sanders sexy than it is like a dude who wears the faces of his enemies.
I don't know. Look at this. Look at this key art.
Hooked on You is based around the archetypal beach episode from anime and manga, so there'll be sunlight and swimsuits aplenty. Jesus.
I wish I was in the boardroom when this pitch happened.
I know, right? Like someone just walked in the office today and was like, "I'm going to choose violence,"
but not actual violence.
And he's like, "What the fuck?" Like,
it was just an April Fool's prank. Come on. So that's coming out.
That's coming out. I think they said this summer.
I mean, look at this key art. It's summer. It has to be summer out.
It looks like summer. Yeah.
Well,
it's great.
It's great.
It's just, I remember them teasing an announcement, and I don't think anyone, like, if you had to put like a wager on what you thought the announcement was, I don't think anyone would have guessed.
The one person who did, who put down like $1, just won like $30 million.
Yeah, just play the lotto today.
Oh God, yeah, that same person. I suppose I should have segued to this with the Death Stranding 2 news because of the Silent Hill connection, but I didn't realize it at the time. But
oh my God, yeah,
Silent Hill 2 might be the next horror game remake? Question mark.
Oh God, I mean, we all know that ever since Kojima's Silent Hills project got shut down, there have been rumors and rumors and rumors that
there's
going to be another Silent Hill of some kind. I think last year or the year before, they kind of picked up steam where there was this indication that Konami was licensing the IP out. So they weren't developing it in-house. They were just like finding developers or accepting pitches from developers who wanted to do something with the IP. And at the time, it was thought of that, Sony was involved in one of them. Bloober Team, the developers of Layers of Fear and the Medium, were behind them, stuff like that. But it kept like coming and going. But now there's just been a whole new fresh like wave of reports. They come from like Video Games Chronicle and VentureBeat's Jeff Grubb and a YouTuber called Nate the Hate, which is quite, renowned with these sort of things. And they're all like corroborating the same things. They're all kind of saying they've heard the same things. And one of those is that a remake project is in the works, and it's a remake of Silent Hill 2, which is, as far as I can tell, considered like the best one. And that one is the one being developed by Bloober Team. So it is set to feature improvements, new puzzles, and several new endings. It may arrive as a timed PlayStation exclusive, which would link up to the Sony, thing. And Bloober Team has done this before. The Medium was a timed Xbox exclusive.
Yeah.
So, and the Medium was, for all intents and purposes, very Silent Hill-ish. The issue is that most people who actually like Silent Hill think Bloober Team are very bad at horror, and so this doesn't really like make them happy.
That's hilarious. I mean, look, I
tend
can't.
to agree. I think the medium's not that good.
Yeah, it was an entirely okay game.
Yeah,
Very,
and it's not that
actually very,
scary.
very light on horror. Actually,
Yeah,
like setting was great, but the horror was. But so I can't speak for what Bloober Team will do with this, but I do think it is time that we saw Silent Hill. Again, like I can't tell you that I'm a huge Silent Hill fan. I think I played Silent Hill 3 or 4 for a couple of hours, and that's like literally my only touch point. I did play the PT demo. I would have loved to have seen that whole game.
And every time I watch videos on it, I actually get scared. That game is terrifying.
That is, yeah. So again, like it was a demo. Could they carry that tension for a whole game? Like questionable. I don't know. But that was, that's if that was what a modern day Silent Hill looked like. Oh, I wish we could have seen it. But that being said, we've seen another classic horror series get a whole new wave of life with a whole lot of Resident Evil remakes. Like with Resident Evil Remake 2 being like really a pinnacle title on showing how to do a remake very well. I mean, and Silent Hill's been dead for a very long time, so yeah, bring it back. I mean, PT was a PS3 game. Can we just remember? And that was how long ago?
Yeah, no, that's true. And it's still like, I mean, yes, like you said, it was a very small slice of a game, so they could probably pump a lot into it, but just it understood atmosphere and horror in a way that I feel like Bloober doesn't. I mean, some of these pictures, again, these are all like fragments of information that are probably pulled from pitches that were, pitched to Konami. Who knows which ones actually made it past that stage?
Yeah.
But I know there's one pitch that described a game that you would enter your cell phone number into, and then characters from in-game would message you while you were away from playing the game and stuff like that. And that seems like a really cool idea.
That's very cool. Holy shit.
Like persisting the horror outside of the game experience.
Shit, that is such a good idea. I don't know in terms of infrastructure how you pull that off, but what a good idea. It is. Can you imagine? Like
that to me sounds like a Kojima thing. That sounds like
exactly.
An idea Kojima had for Silent Hills. Like I would not put it past.
Hey, Death Stranding 2, you're gonna get messages from Sam Bridges like, "Hey, I'm on the beach."
You get messages from your BB, just like fucking rambling, nonsensical.
It's like new message from BB.
Good
man,
Lord.
what a good idea. That's great.
Yeah. So that's the state of Silent Hill. Good or
I don't
not.
even know what to pivot to from that. Other monsters.
Should we talk about the MultiVersus trailer?
Okay.
Quickly?
I was going to go to The Witcher, but let's go to MultiVersus.
Yeah.
So this
MultiVersus, this is the Super Smash Bros, but Warner Brothers.
With Batman and a whole lot of other characters you love to see.
Ultra Instinct Shaggy and listen, I mean the trailer looked, it's got a distinct art style that you either love or hate, I think. But there were previews of the game that came out 2 or 3 days ago.
Yeah, it was this week.
And boy, they were all very positive. Shamelessly copies. Is that Arya Stark? Sorry, I just realized that. That was Arya Stark and Bugs Bunny. Wow.
Fighting Batman and Shaggy.
Wow.
Yeah. But audio listeners, just imagine that happening on the screen right now.
Sure.
I know.
So all the previews are very, very positive. So maybe they're onto something here, because I mean the formula of Super Smash has been attempted to be replicated a while. Like Sony did their PlayStation All Stars stuff,
which was not good.
Yeah. So there's a charm to Super Smash Bros. That I think games struggle to find, but seemingly this seems good.
How funny that Nintendo did Super Smash however many decades ago, and it was a thing of, what if we just united all of our entire library of characters in a 2D fighting game? And that became like the blueprint. Because I was saying to you before we recorded, it's not the fact that you have a whole library of characters is cool. Like, put them in a game. Yeah. Obviously, it's going to be a fighting game, but why does it always have to be a Super Smash-esque fighting game? No, I don't know if we've seen anything on this level where it's like a Street Fighter or a Tekken. Yeah, I mean, there's like,
why not just a 1v1 fighting game? I mean, I guess Injustice kind of does that.
Injustice kind of does, and there's Marvel vs. Capcom, but there's nothing where it takes every like it's not a Warner Brothers or a Sony taking the entire library of characters and then making a Tekken, for example. It's always
Yeah.
this, platforming / fighting game. Yeah, it's just funny that that's the blueprint that people always try to copy.
I think it's also like, I mean, Smash at its inception was a party game. Like, it's only really its fans that took it seriously as a fighting game, and it's went on from there.
Exactly.
So this could just be a fun party game.
And it's free to play. I did not know that.
Yeah, free to play. I really like that they have Superman and the Iron Giant here. Pretty cool. And you can see from the trailer, like, just some of the characters in there. You've got like a pretty decent number there. So you've got like Wonder Woman, Velma, Taz,
Harley Quinn, Tom and Jerry.
You've got characters from Adventure Time, Steven from Steven in the Universe. I don't know who that blue dog is. Don't know what the fuck that is.
This dog?
Yeah.
What? I don't know. It's like a mythical something.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. But yeah, seems cool. There's a closed alpha or closed beta coming soon or something like that. So yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Let's fly through these other ones very, very quickly.
The Witcher 3's PS5 and Xbox Series X and S updates release later this year.
Yeah, so this is something that was meant to release much earlier this year, but CD Projekt Red earlier in the year said it was delayed. They've now put a window on it. They say Q4 2022. Last time they put a window on this thing, like they put a Q2 on Cyberpunk or Q1, and it came out like right at the beginning of that quarter.
Okay, so well, can we just appreciate that The Witcher 3 is now 7 years old?
Hey, I mean, we were saying that the end of the year is empty. So if you're really looking for something, you can play a better looking version of The Witcher for 90 hours.
I'm not going to play the original Witcher, but I've not touched the DLC, which I think is ripe for visiting with this update, which is very cool.
And I think this update's going to be cool because even on PC, you're getting upgrades. It's going to add like ray tracing and stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully it looks good. I mean, the game still looks very good. So
you can hear Geralt say winds howling in ray tracing.
In 7.1 Atmos surround sound.
Like, whoa, the wind is howling. Can't believe this.
Saber Interactive has joined the development of Star Wars The Old Republic, or Knights of the Old Republic remake, which isn't surprising because Saber Interactive kind of like, they're all owned by the same Embracer group. The main developer is Aspia. But they are helping development on that. I just want to see if they mentioned. There was like a mention of like where the game currently is.
It's in development. What do you mean?
Yeah. Oh, it says we're fully confident that the game is going to be fantastic, but it is a massive, massive product, and massive products require a lot of effort and a lot of time to make good. Especially when you're talking about a game already old, very old. We've basically had to remake the game from scratch.
We'll hear
there
more
was
about
an
the
assurance
game.
there you'll hear more about the game in the next several months.
At Nod E3 with Jeff Keighley. Hey-o.
Sure. I mean, it was announced last year at Keighley's event.
How old is Knights of the Old Republic? I mean, this is an old-ass game. It's interesting. I bought it. There was a Star Wars sale like 3 years ago. Let's call it on Steam.
It is nearly 20 years old. It will be 20 years old next year.
So I missed Knights of the Old Republic, and I started playing it 3-4 years ago, and I played a couple of hours, and I can see the appeal of it, but I don't know, I think I just got distracted, or it didn't grab me.
It's very old.
Yeah. So like, I know a lot of people rave about this game. I'm personally thrilled that there'll be a remake, a modern spin on the game. So
super good. Like, still one of the better Star Wars stories out there, and a pity that its sequel, I think its sequel was very good. A lot of people don't agree, but its sequel suffered from like cut content and stuff like that.
No.
So
yeah.
But boy, if you haven't been spoiled by the twist yet,
I have not been spoiled by the twist.
It is like,
don't tweet me. I don't know what it is.
It is like on the level of a like Sixth Sense or Vader, I'm your father type of twist. Like,
you found out your Jedi's been dead the whole time. Oh no.
It's wild. It's so good.
Sweet.
It's good. game is great.
Last pieces of news. Apex Legends Mobile kicks off with an exclusive new hero. So I don't know anything about the hero, but I can say that I've seen Apex Legends Mobile because my one colleague has it and is playing it and loving it. And this game looks really good on phones.
I should give it a go. I've got like a controller for my phone. So.
Well, and what's funny is that he was saying that the mobile version has team deathmatch, which the actual console and PC versions do not. Which is quite cool for, you want quick bouts of games without having to deal with the whole battle royale. Not nonsense, but nonsense of looting, landing, etc., etc.
I agree. It's definitely nonsense.
So yeah, this game is out. Is free to play, of course, as is normal Apex Legends. I don't think there's crossplay like Fortnite on this. I think it's its entirely own separate thing. But I stand to be corrected. I don't know.
I do think it's its own thing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like a Fortnite. I think it's like a separation, sort of like your PUBG mobile and your COD mobile.
Exactly. Yeah, it's its own separate thing. But from my understanding, it's the same game just on mobile with a team deathmatch mode. So yeah, played with the controller. I've seen my colleague played with touch buttons. I see that. I'm immediately like, no thanks.
Well, yeah, I've got one. I mean, you can connect any Bluetooth controller to your phone nowadays, but I've got one of those like ones that like clamp on the side, so I think that'll be pretty fun. And I'm sure it puts you in different hoppers based on whether you're using a controller or touch.
Yeah, because if you have a controller versus touch only people, oh my god, those poor people.
You say that, but boy, some kids have gotten fucking.
I've seen Fortnite,
controls, unreal, just really insanely good.
Yeah, and then last piece of news: Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards, is now available on Nintendo Switch Online. Now I was very confused because I proclaimed when I reviewed Kirby in the Forgotten Lands earlier this year that Kirby, that was the first 3D game. Now imagine my surprise, and I mean the first like fully, you can move in a 3D world game. Now, imagine my shock when I was like, oh yeah, there's a Kirby 64. Was that not a 3D game? And no, it was not. It was a 2D game with 3D graphics.
Hate to see it.
Hate to see
you just getting everything wrong.
No, I wasn't wrong. That's the point. This is still a 2D game. Kirby in the Forgotten Land was the first proper 3D navigation Kirby. I don't know what the hell it's called.
It's on the Nintendo 64. It's a 3D game, really.
It's a 3D game, but you cannot move in a 3D plane. Don't fight
That's
me.
what you think. You're just playing it incorrectly.
Look at these brilliant graphics. King DDD looks great in 64.
It's so good. I love him.
Yeah, but so if you got the service, there you go. There's a new Kirby game out now.
The best Kirby game.
The best. My goodness.
Definitely not.
Yeah, that's news for this week.